Hello ladies and gents, I'm DK86 and today I'm annoyed, so no flashy editing on this video, the story is all that matters. Apple tells the fanboy, you are not an Apple customer. Now you may be asking, who is the fanboy? Well, I'm not afraid to say that the fanboy in this story is me. I'm not one of those crazy fanboys, but I guess I am a fanboy of sorts when it comes to Apple and the iPhone. So all you Android fans out there, you're gonna love this. Sit back, relax and prepare to point and laugh. Okay, so to cut a very long story short, I pre-ordered the iPhone 7 Plus 128GB in black from my network provider as soon as pre-orders went live. It was guaranteed to be with me on launch day. As many of you know, this guaranteed delivery date was delayed for many of us just before launch day. I did a video on that, so click the card on the top right. Getting to the point, my iPhone finally arrived this morning, the 23rd of September. As you can imagine, I was excited and anxious to start using it. I got it out of the box and lo and behold, the volume down button is sticking. It didn't make the usual clicky sound when you press it. It would just become depressed and stay there for a few seconds. At some points I'd press the volume up button, but then the volume would go down again by itself because the volume down button was stuck. I was sat there with my world falling apart around me. Why did this have to happen to me of all people, I thought to myself. My sadness quickly turned to frustration and anger. My iPhone 6 Plus celebrated in silence to be alive for another day. No, I thought, I must get this fixed. So I called my network provider here in the UK and tell them my predicament. They tell me that it will take a month for them to send me a replacement. Screw that, I'll just go directly to Apple. I call Apple support and speak to some dude who was actually quite helpful. He tells me to book an appointment at the Genius Bar for a replacement iPhone. So I get the last remaining appointment at 10 to 4 PM. By this time it's already 3 PM and he's calling the Apple store, but of course they aren't answering the phone. So I quickly get dressed and run out the door into rush hour traffic. I arrive for my appointment 20 minutes late. I explain that my iPhone arrived this morning from my network provider and it's defective. And they tell me that they're running behind anyways, so they'll let me keep my appointment. They then tell me that they need to check to see if they have stock to replace my phone. They do. I breathe a huge sigh of relief and take a seat. An hour later, I still haven't been seen. But in that hour I've spoken to two more Apple employees who both asked me what was going on and also confirmed that they do indeed have stock to replace my phone. Finally, an Apple technician approaches me like a gleaming beacon of hope. This man is going to solve my techie first world problem. He takes a seat, checks the phone and says, let me check to see if we have stock. I tell him that 3 people have already checked and there is stock. He then says that there isn't any stock. By this point I've been in the Apple store for almost 2 hours. What? I exclaim. They just told me that there is stock this whole time. Why have I been sat here for 2 hours if you don't have stock? He then tells me that they didn't know what they're talking about and I should believe him. I refused to take his word for it and asked if he could check for me anyways. He walks away, comes back with a brand new boxed iPhone. He then walks past me, points at the box he is carrying and says, I'm going to sort this out for you, just hold on. Amazing, I thought, again breathing a sigh of relief. A few moments later he comes back and says, did you buy the phone from here or from a network? Again I explain it was from a network provider. He walks off again, puts the phone away, comes back and says, sorry, we have no stock. I couldn't believe it. He had just shown me the replacement phone and was now telling me that they had no stock again? What the hell is going on? After a few moments of me grilling him for the truth, he says he can't replace my defective iPhone because I didn't buy it directly from them. I asked why that makes any difference seeing as it comes from their factory in China directly to my house and it arrived this morning with a defect. He says that there's nothing he can do. So I say, well, why was I told 3 times that you have stock? It will be replaced. Apple support told me it will be replaced if I come to the store. And again, he just said that everyone was wrong. By this point, I was a little bit more than upset and angry, so I asked to see a manager. He walked off again, came back with the manager. She then told me what he had told me. So then I said, do you have the phone in stock? She said yes. Then I said, do you have replacement handsets in stock? Again she said yes. Then she said, those are for Apple customers. Now wait a sec. All of a sudden I'm not an Apple customer, buying pretty much every iPhone since the iPhone 3G, being first in line for the iPhone 4, video on the card in the top right by the way, and being an Apple user for a decade, she's pretty much telling me that I'm not an Apple customer, all because I didn't buy directly from them? Then she goes on to say, you can cancel your order with the network provider and buy it from us. I can give you the phone today. What the hell? Is this some crazy sales tactic that Apple is employing now? What the hell happened about Apple caring? Hell, their extended warranty is even called Apple Care. All because my iPhone was purchased via a network provider. Apple flat out refused to exchange the phone purely based on the view that I am not an Apple customer, even though they told me they would for over 2 hours. I then went on about how being a loyal customer means nothing these days and explained how disappointing it all was. She said that they would have to order me a replacement and it would take 2 weeks. So I said, so what you're saying is, you have stock right now, but you will not use that stock to replace my defective iPhone, but will now order one instead that will take 2 weeks because I'm not an Apple customer, and had I have bought the phone from you in the first place, you'd have replaced it right away. She agreed. What more can I even say about this? Apple, you should be ashamed. Not that this is the end of the world, but seriously, sometimes common sense and actual customer service goes a long way. Telling a customer to go to the Apple store, making them wait for over 2 hours, lying and making false promises really is not the way to keep your loyal consumers loyal. I for one am unhappy. I will no longer bother recommending your after sales service or products. So far in the past I've single-handedly sold a bunch of Apple products just by recommending them. People who know me ask for advice every single time you guys have a conference or a product launch. I guess none of that really matters after all. I'm not an Apple customer, am I? Now, for all you Android users loving this, go ahead and leave a comment. Kinda serves me right for being loyal to a company. There's a lesson to be learned here. Brand loyalty almost always amounts to nothing. You don't matter, and you're not even seen as a customer. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm DK86. Bye!